Gravy, baby.
Welcome to Gravy Baby. Hello, my little gravy babies, my little gravy boats, my little gravy biscuits.
Biscuits, bitches.
Bump, 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 bump.
Hi, Drew. We're DJ-less today. He's feeling a little under the weather, so it's me and Daddy-O today,
Do what?
baby.
Nope.
I just
Hey,
saying.
man. Sorry, What did you say?
Oh, I just said that DJ wasn't feeling well, so it's just me and the Daddy-O today.
It's going around. I'm telling you what.
Maybe you should have not spit in his mouth. I blame you personally. That's why DJ's sick.
What do you mean not spitting?
Don't
his
act
mouth?
like, because I know. I know you can't not do it.
Maybe you shouldn't breathe. How does that sound to you? How's that going to work out? You know, maybe the sun shouldn't rise in the morning. Maybe the dew shouldn't fall on the grass.
Yeah,
in the pre-dawn hours.
Rub your chest while you describe it. For our followers, do it.
Should the bird fly?
Oh, should it? Wait, are we
Should
still
the
talking
rivers
about?
yearn for the ocean? That's what I want to know. Maybe they shouldn't.
Fuck David Duchovny. I think you should do poetry, Drew.
Oh, I'd be great at it, man. The
Absolutely.
difference between me and David Duchovny is, other than me being a way better poet, is, you know, I'm not famous.
So who cares?
I feel like if you put out a sex poem book and you're not famous, it's somehow worse. It's one of the few things celebrity actually makes it, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's embarrassing when a celebrity starts a band. It
Mhm.
wouldn't be embarrassing for me to start a band.
Mhm.
It's embarrassing when a celebrity, like, you know what, fill in the blank.
I think it's more that I think they get a little bit of grace because you know they're out of touch.
Is it?
Like maybe
Right.
it hasn't gotten up there that this is fucking lame.
Right. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that guy doesn't know any better.
Yeah. Although there's a couple people that done the band thing and it wasn't too bad. I think he started a band. That's the other thing too, is like when you're famous, then you're like, how many famous types can I be? Can I be a rock star and an actor
Yeah.
and a a brand ambassador and a
His band sucked.
does it? I
I think so.
remember finding out like Keanu Reeves, and then I remember Robert Downey Jr. cut like a singer-songwriter album years ago when I was like working at a
Billy
call
Bob.
center. Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton's got a band.
Is that good?
It's okay. His
Hmm.
band is tight. I mean, you know, he gets like some of the top Texas players to play with him.
Mm-hmm. That one crazy night at the Comedy Store where Stanhope was there, and then afterwards we went to one of several Johnny Depp houses. He had an entire room that's larger than, I don't know, your house and my house combined. That was just a music room, and
Yeah.
then you hear the music that these people make, and you're like, you could have had a smaller room.
I think Depp was out in LA doing music when John Waters cast him for Babyface.
Oh, really? Like that's why he was out here?
I'm like 99% sure that's the backstory.
To be fair, I've never listened to it. I have never heard anything that Johnny Depp has been in.
Well, there's definitely such thing as a hyphen or a slash. I'm trying to think of, like, who do you think's the best? The most successful, unfortunately, might be Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate 30 Seconds to Mars and Jared Leto's acting. But it's undeniable that he's had success at both. There's got to be, well, I mean, Eminem only did one movie, but it was great.
Yeah. I feel like
You
he
know,
also
he's been
stayed
asked
in
to
his
be in,
lane.
Well, speaking of, you know, he's been asked to be in several movies, and he always says, yes, if you'll film it in Detroit.
Ooh.
And, like, there's one famous one, I don't remember which one it is. Let's say it's Batman. It's not, but let's say it's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, no, it's set Like, no, it has a setting. Gotham has always been New York, right?
Mhm.
And Gotham, New York. We can't do it in Detroit. He's like, well, figure it out or I'm not in.
Who is it? Who is this person?
Eminem.
Oh, that's who you're talking. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for a person who got in a lot of trouble for things he would say, he ended up being a pretty decent human being, considering.
Yeah, Eminem was like the bro of bros
Mhm.
for our generation. He was like the Shane Gillis.
Yeah,
You know what it
you would
is
say Shane
with
Gillis is
Pope
as
Vote?
talented? I would, because that's the difference.
Oh, no, I'm in the lane of like saying wild stuff, but you think they might be a decent person.
Ah, yes.
And you know what I was about to say? It's like because both of them are friends with black and poor people. Like, that's really what it takes.
I don't know, because like Tony Hinchcliffe went to an all black high school in Ohio, and he's still kind of the only black people
worst.
around him are kind of.
Well, I was talking about talented people.
Yeah, that's with the exception of Cam, but David Lucas can die in a fire. But that's all inside baseball. How are you?
I was mostly calling Tony untalented, but
Oh, yeah.
I would agree.
Yes.
At least not at what he claims to do. There's somebody who's a slash. There's somebody who's a hyphen. Tony Hinchcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who known being a fucking worm, if you were good enough at it, you'd sell tickets as a stand-up.
Yeah, it's a perfect. Well, it makes sense that the incels of the world absolutely adore him, is because he completely failed up. If it wouldn't have happened without Daddy Rogues, because he wouldn't have had the Netflix special was all Rogan, and I mean that's why anybody who went to a roast battle like live in the Comedy Store when he would still be on the panel, everybody's joke towards him was that he had a shitty Netflix, but he's the only person. He robbed Delaney at his Netflix special. It wasn't good, but alas, he's a Madison Square Garden. What do I know?
He has a license plate that says "I roast."
Mm-hmm.
He filled out government papers to get that. So it's like, it's hard for me to be jealous of a guy like that, regardless of what dreams of mine
there's not a
he's
bit of
achieved.
envy. I don't want that life.
No, there's an emptiness there.
Yeah, it's called being a poser.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a poser. That's a very interesting observation. He's trash. But what's good? What's gravy with you? Anything cool happen to you this week?
Well, I had the flu and I slept.
Mm-hmm. Glad you made it through.
I've just been kind of laying low.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, the coolest thing I did, other than just like hang out with my kid, was oh, I accidentally hit accept on this phone call. I think I'm on a phone call right now, accidentally on my computer. Isn't that funny? Also, I don't know how to turn it off, so they're just hearing me, and I can't hear them. Well, I think I'm just on the phone with somebody. It's a telemarketer.
Nice.
And I don't know where it went. The coolest thing for me was the Elephant Graveyard, which was kind of about Tony Hinchcliffe and Joe Rogan. I just watched their newest, I guess I'll call it a video essay. Channel 5.
Mm-hmm.
What's that guy's name? Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing it for me. I mean, it's like hard to be like, what's gravy this week? All the dynamite reporting on the crumbling empire that we're living in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he is doing a good job. I had this thought. If we get another Luigi, maybe they'll do like multiple.
There's been another one, but they're not covering it at all, dude.
That's what I was going to say. I think the next round, they'll send their stuff exclusively to Channel 5 and Ken Klippenstein.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Whitney, I've forgotten her last name. I want to say right, but I think that's a porn star. Way to go, Drew. Feminism. Porn star I've met and worked with, okay? The comedy world, not one that I have.
Not one I independently researched.
Not only am I a president, I'm a client. All my friends are at Burning Man, and they're having a great time. and that hits for me. Not all my friends, but a lot of my friends are Burning Man.
Yeah, I got a bunch of friends there too. And did you see that wild fucking storm that happened?
I did, yeah. They
hope
were sending us pictures from inside the truck, like the moving truck. They bring all our shit in.
Mm-hmm.
They were just hanging out in there. You could like smell the pictures. You know, it was like
it's really
12 grown people in a box truck.
Yeah.
But that ended, and it did rain, but not as much as the Mud-a-geddon year, and I think everyone's having a good time.
That actually sounds more like a recipe for a pretty sick fucking. You want to talk about porn? That sounds like a pretty sick gay porn. Just some 12 grown men in a fucking box truck. I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, it wasn't all men.
Oh,
but heard. Oh, this is not gravy, but I've been thinking. I can't stop thinking about it.
What?
The shooter in Minneapolis killed several kids. Very tragic, but almost like routine at this point.
Right.
A conservative senator, as far as I know, for the first time, publicly was like, it's always white boys. Like, we got to do something about it. But it was a trans person. So it's almost like he'll finally, you know what I mean? It's like he went out of his way to misgender this person on purpose. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't get any of these senators to admit that we've got a fucking epidemic of gun violence and mostly it's white men. And then finally one does, and it's like, but it's not a man.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole. It was just like darkly on the nose, end of Empire, funny to me.
Of course you get it right while getting it wrong. You had to. You couldn't just,
Finally, we got one to admit, but the problem is, blew it.
Well, that's where do you lie on that? Where if you get to be a piece of shit, if somebody's a piece of shit, you get to be a piece of shit back. Like maybe that's what it was. Maybe that. I'm painting myself in a corner to defend a fucking Republican senator right now, and I don't mean to, but I just mean in general. Like this is an example of that. I think he was
being sincere.
Gotcha.
I don't think it was meant to be like an insult to the person. As far as where I remember when Elon Musk, those pictures came out of him on his boat. He had such a weird body.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, Elon Musk won't see your tweets about his body, but some other person is. And I'm like, well, if the fucking whale orc that's translucent and also evil sees me call him an evil translucent whale orc, I guess I'm just willing to take that risk because it feels too good to shit on Elon. Like, I get your point. I totally get your point.
Well, I mean, I felt like that's kind of like a issue that I have with the left is like there's such a like an implied moral high ground that happens where at a certain point it's like these people don't communicate like that. It's not going to be like you have to bully you have to bully these people. And so being kind, there's no killing them with kindness as they murder and kidnap us. You know what I'm saying? That's not killing him, turns out.
Dude, we had a fan send me a message. It would take me a minute to find it, and it would be distracting. But they are some kind of psychologist. And they were talking about ethics and the 3 levels of engaging with ethical responsibility. So like babies, you teach them right from wrong. And the first way they interpret it is, if I do this, it's wrong and I'll get in trouble. The second level is, if I do this, it's wrong. And that goes against the rules that we all need to follow. It's for us, right?
Societally, yeah.
Right. And then there's a third level where you recognize that I'm totally butchering this. But it's kind of like people who are like, yeah, I steal from Target.
Yeah.
It's like, I recognize the ethical dilemma here as far as me, Like, it hurts me. I don't care. I understand we're all supposed to follow the rules, but I'm going to break this one because it won't actually hurt us, or it will only hurt people that I don't care to hurt.
Mm.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that concept before, as far as like
yeah, I think our conversation about slurs is why I brought this on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think we talked about it in the context of like it's like that's kind of always been, as long as I can remember, that's kind of always been, I guess maybe because we were brought up in capitalism, and that's probably why if you lose your wallet in Japan, people will go out of their way to make sure that they give it back to you, and like, and to great lengths. But the problem is there's not enough positive reinforcement for that kind of behavior here. Like, I remember my dad, one time my mom and my dad were on the coast, and we were at a, what's it called? Just like a motel or something like that. And he found a wallet that had fucking a stack of cash in it, like a huge stack of cash. And there was a military ID and a regular ID and whatever. And there was like a card that had a phone number, and he called the phone number the next morning, and it was like 6 a.m. To be fair, it was like 6 a.m. He calls this number, and it was a colonel, and he answered the phone by going, "Who the fuck has the balls to call me at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning?" Like, ranted for probably 5 solid minutes straight. And he goes, "What the fuck do you want? What son of a bitch is calling me?" And my dad goes, "The son of a bitch that found your wallet," and then hung up on him, and then kept the cash, left the wallet there, and it was just like, oh, well, now you've paid a penance. Yep. I was going to do the whole thing, give you everything, including, and then you ruined it, because why would I help a piece of shit?
Right.
So I think there is something to be said about, like, there is not enough societally, there's not enough positive reinforcement for us to do that. For instance, once we know Target is a piece of shit, I no longer feel remorse. This is no longer a crime of humanity to me. And that's where the line is. That's where the line is for me, is a crime for humanity.
So if you say to me, you can't call Elon Musk a fat translucent whale.
Right. If he was doing
because it might hurt someone else's feelings. I can respond to that and go, oh, and then they'll think I'm a bad person, so I won't do it. Well, I'm beyond that. I'm not for.
Right, but I don't think that would hurt anybody. I'm saying that is really only to hurt his feelings. And
right. So then, hold on. But then second, if I say, well, but if other large people or people who feel like they look like his body hear me say it might hurt their feelings.
I see.
And then I go, okay, so it's like good for society for me not to do that. Then you can engage with that. Or then there's like this other level where you go, yeah, I don't care. I'm just trying to, like, look, I'll be honest. I took a nap where I was having like weird dreams, and I almost woke up too late to have this podcast. Slept through my alarm. I feel insane right now. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Oh, we were talking about making fun of Elon Musk. But I feel like...
I think you should do it.
Yeah.
That's where I fall on that.
Right. I think we said all that to say we agree. I feel
bully the bullies.
Yes. Always and forever.
What kind of example do you set? The kind where you bully bullies?
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, is if somebody got upset by you making fun of Elon Musk because they had a body that was similar of theirs, I feel like, again, this would require you to have analyze the intelligence of the person who would be upset by it. But I feel like you should be able to understand the context that this is a piece of shit we're making fun of. So,
yeah, I think the counter argument though is like, yeah, but that body's bad.
But you're not saying that body's bad. You're saying he is a piece of shit and looks like one.
But I was saying he was a piece of shit with a bad body. Like, I acknowledge that.
Yeah. Well, I guess the other part is so many people with a lot of money have completely changed their bodies, including him, right? Talk about gender affirming care. Is if you look at him when he's younger, I mean, he looks. I mean, they put in a jaw. They put in a jaw, dog.
One of my arguments was like, I don't think any of you look like this. It's not just like, oh, he's kind of fat or whatever. Like, if you have a body like this, show me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you do. I think something went wrong here. To
me, it looked like somebody painted a face on the back of a beluga whale.
Yeah,
the real white
rib cage. It looked like somebody like on a cartoon where they like blow up a person. You know, like they get flattened and then they pump them up.
Yeah.
It looked like they pumped him up too many times. Like Wile E. Coyote hit one too many pumps on him. His rib cage was, you know. And if you look like that, you know you look weird. And I'm sorry, and I won't hold that against you. But like, I don't think what I'm saying is very, I don't want to say sophisticated.
I don't know if that's why people come to Gravy Baby. For our sophistication.
But I'm not trying to argue like that I don't understand the other side of that. Sometimes I don't care. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I just want to be mean to the evil guy and not think about all this other stuff. I understand we stopped using gay as an insult because it like hurts young gay kids' feelings. It makes them feel scared. It makes them feel confused. It makes them like, why is my reality an insult? Like, I can wrap my head around that. But like, just being like, you're fucking dumb and ugly. Like, I don't know, man. We got to have something.
Yeah. I mean, this goes back to when the billionaire died in the Titanic thing. You're just not going to get sorry. And even though that person might not be inherently evil, you're just not going to get me to care about that person. And
I think that one was even easier.
Yeah. Well, because
there's
a young person in there, like, you know, a 19-year-old. But to me,
that's true.
So much awfulness has happened because of rich kids. So it's hard for me specifically to give a shit.
Yeah, like that kid didn't deserve it as much as everyone else, but like statistically.
I'm saying, dude. You think he was going to be a Ted Turner? No. I rewatched Fern Gully last night. God damn it. It's such a good, like, I truly think that's what radicalized me as a kid, where it was just like, yeah, how do we not care about this?
We didn't, though. Not enough.
The end of the movie,
think about that?
This is so fucked up. The end of the movie, it says for our children and our children's children. As if like for like this to be a thing for, I was like, oh, baby girl.
Yeah.
Wait till Fern Gully finds out what we did.
Do you ever think about that?
About what?
Like how it's like regardless of the fascism we're about to dip into or not, whoever wins this World War III that seems inevitable. And I don't want to poo-poo a genocide, but even regardless of that, like we stop it tomorrow. We fucking impeach Trump. We fucking, it's like, yeah, I think though, I'm pretty sure we're going to all have to move to Ohio. Gross.
Yeah. Well, that's why if you take looking at it outside of this country, every other country is racing to be sustainable because they believe that the planet is fucking, you know what I'm saying? Japan is constantly
I think they're
trying
racing to brace for it.
Sure.
I don't think that they're actually racing to be sustainable. I mean, if they were, they would have united against us.
Well, it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen now, though.
China's bracing for it, but in doing so, they're fucking the planet up. You know what I mean? Like, so I think this one this one is like fat. We're not the only fat country, and we're not the only country ruining the planet. I don't say that to defend us. This isn't like American apologencia. I don't think we're the only ones.
No, I don't think we're the only ones, but I think a lot of countries are trying, like there is, because I was watching like not a TED Talk, but whatever, these people, there's a race for sustainability. to make this, to minimize the amount of impact that you're having, figuring out ways, you know, like how you can make roads out of single-use plastic. You can melt it down and make fucking roads out of it, or you can use them as bricks. I mean, we've talked about that a long time ago. Those are just old examples.
Then you can throw one at a CEO.
That's true. You can. But
do you ever think about that? Do you ever think, like, obviously what matters the next 20 years matters because I'm going to live through them.
Mm-hmm.
But we could win all important victories. And I think we've like all the leading climate scientists that I know of are like, we went past the point of no return, which is not to say that we're all going to die, but climate change will not be able to be reversed.
Right. That's why it's kind of wild to me that Zuck and like in Oprah and all these people bought up an island if the ocean is going to rise. It doesn't really make much sense, because that's the other thing too on the climate side.
I think there's some places where that's not. I don't know how it works, but like I think Hawaii is going to be fine. I think New Zealand's supposed to be fine too.
Yeah, because the map of the U.S. with it happening. Well, the other thing is like them finding fucking the bubonic plague and shit like that, and melting ice caps in the Arctic. Aside from that, but we're getting fair enough. I mean, we also have a better. We have better medicine now, so I feel like it might be easier to contain. I mean, we did such a good job with COVID. It's really hard for me. Sorry, I can't even get it out without laughing. But for the water part specifically, it just doesn't really make sense, because the map of the U.S., it's like everything below. I mean, really below the Mason-Dixon is supposed to be wet. So
yeah, if it's not going to be wet, it's going to be like borderline uninhabitable for the summer months.
Yeah,
you're gonna reach temperatures where a human can't be outside for more than 4 hours without dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's fun to think about buying a house in Athens, Georgia. That's something I was just talking with Andy about. Like, we're finally like there.
Mm-hmm.
Financially, we're getting close. Mentally, we're ready. And I just went and looked at a climate map. I wasn't even thinking about that. It popped up. ProPublica put a new one out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like prepared for Athens to be, the Tropic of Cancer.
Right.
I wasn't prepared for it to be
mm-hmm.
dangerously. So I was like, fuck, maybe we don't. And then I just started thinking about how, and I kind of had a bit about this, like, man, we're all kind of just living in denial. We're just going about our days. I mean, again, even like the important stuff, even the like people following ice around, and that's commendable, and they should keep doing it. I'm not trying to downplay it. It's like, all right, even if we win this battle, though, there's some real dark shit on the horizon.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's the kid. I keep thinking about him being 30.
Yeah. What that looks like. I mean,
or like getting drafted into a fucking war.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't think we'll be past this by then? I feel like 30 years? Climate change in 30 years? I would be more concerned about that than a war. You can always...
I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the war that climate change will bring. We got to put these people somewhere, and we got to feed them something.
Yeah.
And we don't have this, but what we do still got guns. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's going to get real. Well, anyway, we're getting too far into the abyss here already.
I just realized. This week, I think you might be the abyss
at all, and they still talked about the end of the world. And I know that every generation, there's like a generational egocentrism.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first generation that had to deal with nukes was like, holy shit, I can't believe we're going to be the last Americans. Like they were full. I get that. But at the same time, somebody got to be right. Like somebody got to win the lottery.
Right. Is that?
They pull a winner out every time. There is a last generation of Americans as we know it,
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't think we're all going to die. I've said this before. I just think it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what's gravy for you? Dude, what if you were like chocolate chip cookies from this store down the street? God, that would make me so happy.
I mean, there is something that's gravy that is related to chocolate chip cookies. That's like I found this thing out about pebbling, there's the 5 love languages, right? There's active services, blah blah blah, all those. But I was doing some dumb research about people or neurodivergent people and how they express love in a different way, and it was like one of those things where I was like, oh, I thought that was a me thing. Turns out that's an all of us thing, and one of them is called pebbling. So whenever you really like somebody or love somebody, whatever, you will just do these tiny things, as opposed to like these grand gestures. It'll be like, oh, I know you like this thing, so I brought you this thing. So I know Bobby likes my Bobby, not the Bobby that's getting married, but I know he likes chocolate chip cookies. So anytime I'm out and I see a good chocolate chip cookie, I get him a chocolate chip cookie. So then when I come home and I go, I got you this chocolate chip cookie, he goes, oh, I love chocolate chip cookies. And I go, I know. So I think it's that. I think I'm just gonna do that until I'm dead. Yeah.
We're gonna all do what we do till we die.
Sure.
It's just like the idea of like one day you'll see a chocolate chip cookie like in an abandoned gas station that you're scouring for supplies.
Yeah, I'll be Woody Harrelson in fucking Zombieland. I'll just be seeking it out.
Right.
Oh, buddy, and know that I will use an entire mag of an AK-47 to get that motherfucking cookie.
And that's not gifts. That's pebbling.
I mean, I guess it technically would be, but it's not a big gift.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give him a chocolate chip cookie for his birthday. It's just the thing, like, I know you like this, so I get you this. It's also
I literally
like
give Andy pebbles.
yeah, fucking do, and he knows, but I get it. A cool pebble, man.
Buddy,
how smooth was it? Was it?
Give your girl a rock?
Yeah.
You bring her a rock? Dude, I brought her 3 from Colorado, and then for our anniversary, I got her this fairy sculpture sculpted out of purple chevron amethyst, and she loved it. But then I realized that's also just a rock. I brought this bitch 4 rocks. Now, this one's rarer, and someone took their time with it, but I purchased it. The other 3 I found in the river.
Yeah. Yeah, that hits for me, man. When I was doing the shows up by Lake Tahoe and I drove around the lake and like stopped around the lake the whole time, I brought home a walking stick and a pine cone. Like, I love it. Oh, dude. Bobby made so much fun of me so much. He was like, hey, there's a big stick in the car. What's that for? And I go, don't touch it. It's my walking stick. I have to shave it down and wax it.
Bobby.
There's just a random stick. He didn't know. I didn't tell him about it. There was just a stick.
Matter. You can see if it's a good stick.
It is a good stick. And he was like, he goes, it is a good stick. You got a nice little handle part at the top. And I was like, right? And I was like, and some of the bark's already coming off the bottom. So you just got the smooth stuff underneath. I mean, it's like, it's a fucking killer stick.
And you'll never do this, but it's so fun to imagine like carving a place and then wedging one of those rocks in it.
Oh, at the top? I kind of can. If I dig out the middle, I could. There's enough.
You could. You never will, but you could. You could think about it, and it will bring you great pleasure to imagine it. I think it was The Hard Times. The fake headlines.
I love The Hard Times.
Yes.
Except sometimes it ends up being, I'm like, this could be a real article.
Yeah.
That's how you know how bad things
it could have been The Onion, but the headline was, rock no longer cool now that it's dry. And I love that. Like, it's something like you get them out of the river and then it dries and you're like, it's just gray.
Yeah.
Like
everything's
2 seconds
gray.
ago.
It was like green and had like red lines in it. Where the fuck is all the fucking color? That is true.
Because that go?
I've brought Bobby a rock before, and once I brought it home, I was like, this doesn't look as impressive.
He had to be there in Lake Tahoe. And I watched it.
Never mind. Just forget it.
Like,
But I
oh,
have
you
a
want me to put it in the
bowl.
sink? No,
I have
don't put it in the sink.
If you want to know how serious I am about rocks, I have a glass bowl that has rocks from literally all over the world that I've been. I have rocks from a beach in Japan. I have the Tahoe rocks in there. I have seashells from the Caribbean. I have seashells from the fucking Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic. Like talk about pebbling. I've literally done it.
Do you have a rock tumbler?
No.
We had one.
What is that? Well, I thought when you say a tumbler, I thought you were talking about like a glass.
No. You just hit a button and it just tumbles your rocks, and you do that for like a week straight,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pull them out and they're like nice and smooth. And if they are like a gem with like nice quartz lines through it, it'll come out shiny. It'll look wet all the time. That's how you get permanent wet.
What?
And yeah, also guys, if you're listening, you're wondering about a gift. If you want to get your girl permanent wet, get her a rock tumbler. You come home with an
Producer
RT.
Mark just goes, well, I think we found the title.
That's right. And you can get them, for your pebbles.
Mm-hmm.
You can get big ones.
Wow,
And
I
you
didn't
can
even
buy
know.
rocks to put in with your pebbles
Mm-hmm.
that like help. Like, okay, how fine, how smooth you want this piece to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put certain rocks in there with it. Those
Wait.
are like the worker rocks. You know what I mean? They're like, they'll never be gems, but they help make them.
Wow. You just called a rock Scottie Pippen? Damn, that's fucked up. But also, I understood what you meant.
Dude, Scottie Pippen's so unsung.
I know, dude. I've been saying that for
Michael
fucking
Jordan
years.
never won a playoff series till he got Scottie Pippen. And then don't make me make this about LeBron James. But like part of the reason LeBron James couldn't get over the hump is because he had no help till he got Kyrie.
Mhm.
Why did he have no help? Because he kept fucking winning too many games
Mhm.
to end up with a lottery pick. Whereas MJ was in the fucking lottery the first 6 years of his career. That's how you build the Bulls. By
Yep.
sucking.
Yeah. That's how you need the rough to make the diamond, dog.
I do think Jordan's peak was better than LeBron's, but I just think your rookies, it's not even close. Second year, not even close. Third year, not even close. Fourth year, it's starting to get close. Fifth year, getting close. And then I think Jordan maybe surpassed him. Anyway.
Yeah. Maybe just individually, but there's nothing. I mean, I don't think anything really compares to the Bulls. I mean, that the whole dynamic, because it wasn't just the two of them. You also had Rodman, who, as insane as he was a fucking good basketball player, dog. I mean, that's why
That
everybody was cool
half
with
the
it.
Dynasty. Before that, they had Horace Grant, who was also really good.
I mean,
Horace
I loved
Grant
him even
went
when
to
he.
the Magic.
That's what I'm
and
saying. I
became
even
the
loved him when he
second-best
came to the
player on
Magic.
team immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember putting fucking goggles on a test.
Yeah, I think those rocks were more the Horace Grant rocks, not the Scottie Pippen rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I think a Scottie Pippen rock would be like a fucking ruby, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a damn it. There was something I wanted to say about this and I've lost it.
But the Bulls are about rocks.
Conceptually, it was no, it doesn't matter. It'll come back maybe next week.
Well,
if I remember. Sticks
cool
and rocks. Oh, here we go. It came back. What do you think about then, like, because in order for us to handle our trauma, like for example, what's happening to our country right now, there's a balance, I think, in between a healthy amount of distraction versus delusion, which is what you're talking about. Where do you think the line is for it to be healthy / with you still being involved? Does that make sense?
It does, but you're asking a question that I think we're beyond. Like, if you want me to be honest with you, this is going to be a bummer. We're going to go into the biscuit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you can be healthy right now. I think in order to not feel dread about what's going on, you have to go to an unhealthy level of denial and distraction.
Right.
And then to engage with reality is currently very bad for your health.
That's what I'm saying. In order for you to be able to, for
There's no way to
longevity's,
balance.
that's what I'm saying, for longevity's sake, you have to. I don't think you get rid of the dread. It's like living, for instance, like if somebody dies, it doesn't just go away. It's very inherent that it's there.
Longevity's over.
Jesus
I don't know
Christ.
what you mean. Longevity, dude.
I mean,
That's
longevity
crazy.
for your brain, not literally. I mean, obviously, we
I
don't
don't
know.
think you can. I don't think there's a healthy way to deal with this because it's insane. You know, like okay, here's how I would reframe it to you.
I've just seen a lot of people talk about it's like, oh, I'm just going about my day, and then I'm constantly reminded that all of this is happening, and it's like, okay, all of this stuff is happening. It's not it's not like it. So I was trying to think about it in another context of how to, like, because we can all sit around and talk about how awful things are, but how do we get each other through it? So it's like, how much should you be distracting yourself where you're not being delusional or you're not assisting, versus you not staying in dread, because then you also are incapable of helping because you're so fucking sad or depressed or whatever. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I don't buy that last part. I know people talk about that, but I don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like where you get like, I'm incapable of it because it's like, nah, you can. I mean, I know what you mean. Like you don't want to, and I've been there, and I will probably remain there on and off. I don't think there's. The other day, Trump or somebody in his team unrolled this huge banner, and at the bottom it said something. It was on a federal building, and at the bottom it had this message that had something to do with that federal. I don't even remember what it was. It's a 40 feet banner, and the bottom 3 feet were dedicated to a phrase relevant to the building. The rest of it was just his face.
Mm-hmm.
And someone retweeted that, and they were like, hey, I've never played video games or seen any movies. Do the good guys put their faces on buildings like this? And that's funny.
It is funny.
And it's a very textbook healthy way to deal with how scary that is.
Mm-hmm.
You like that laugh out, and you're like, all right, I feel a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you then kind of go, okay, how do we deal with this? What do I say to my kid? How do I protect my family?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it make you go, all right, yeah, we're all laughing. It's not scary. I don't know. That's probably up to the individual. It's violence 30.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know the answer to your question. I don't even know how to frame it in my mind really, because
I guess the
if
best
you're asking
example
me,
for that to you, maybe so you get what I mean, is Good Morning Vietnam. Remember the movie Good Morning Vietnam, where Robin Williams is the radio classic, right? He's the radio host. It's about morale is what keeps you fighting. Keeping morale up is what keeps people consistently. You don't want to give up. That's the whole thing. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is
the difference there is they could not be distracted. It would be like borderline impossible for something Robin Williams did on that radio show to keep them to put their heads in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the problem with that framework is we live in a place. This is kind of how we got here. I've been saying it's not 1984. It's Brave New World.
Yeah.
We live in a situation where I can just watch all this on my phone. And as a white guy living where I live, I could just distract myself and I'd probably have a 50-50 chance of surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Now, none of the things I want for my family or my son, will survive with it. I won't live in a place I want to live in. That's kind of where I'm at with your question. There's not a balance that's quote unquote healthy. Maybe there's a balance in terms of what's best. That just depends on the person, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you need a break versus how much do you need to engage with things honestly?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry for sounding like a fucking blue-haired Portland broken record, but I always think about that last line of fucking Luigi Mangione's. They call it a manifesto, but it's really just a fucking tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I'm the only one willing to face it with brutal honesty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's that also, I mean, that statement also comes with privilege behind it. Not everybody would have been able to get that clue. Whatever. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know that that's the case.
I've said this.
We've
for
been
months.
brutally
DJ
honest
got
about
annoyed
this.
At me. We should be dancing.
Yeah.
So if that's what you're getting at, like, yeah, we should be having a good fucking time as much as we can. There's a difference in having a good time and being distracted, though. I think
that's what I'm trying to. That's basically the conversation I'm
there
trying to have.
should be no distraction, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not telling you not to do it, but if you ask me, like, how should we get through this? No distraction.
But what's the difference between the distraction and the good time?
With your community for a laugh or for a dance or for a meal, distraction. I consider that like functionally necessary.
Right.
If you scroll and you have no idea what you saw, like if you scroll and then I ask you, what was the favorite video? And you can only think of one and you've been scrolling for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm not shaming you. I'm not pretending like I don't do it. But if you're questioning how much of that should we do, none.
Right.
But if you're asking me like, how much should we be fucking writing jokes about these losers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do it, dude. Do it to their face. I'm not. To me, it's two sides of the same coin. I'm not going to go out miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to go out numb, though, either.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So that's the balance. The balance is not allowing yourself to be numb to these things that are happening, but still inserting joy amidst the dread.
Yeah, I think that phrase, joy is an act of resistance, is totally abused by white women on.
Well, I guess that's kind of the other, like,
t-shirts.
That's why I wanted to have this kind of nuanced conversation, because I mean, white women co-opt a lot of things that were originally beautiful,
well, and also
ruin it.
White women get a lot of shit. Like they're the group to pick on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that particular phrase is like on a lot of t-shirts.
Yeah.
On a lot of like posts, inspirational posts of sunsets or whatever.
Right. But much like woke, it was definitely stolen from people of color. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. But I do think that there's something to the notion of like, well, just don't let, like, you should be laughing with your friends.
Yeah.
There should be music. There should be dancing. There should be art. But there shouldn't be distraction. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just, I don't know. I think that's for everybody to maybe answer for themselves. You know, I just said I got friends at Burning Man. Like, could be the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, yeah, I didn't need to do that this year. I didn't need to go away for two. Like, I'm trying to get my head around I'm genuinely trying to get my head around how to be a comedian in the age of.
That's what I'm talking. I mean, I guess that's where
I'm genuinely trying to figure out, is there a place for that? If so, what does it look like?
Mm-hmm.
And Burning Man would have been a distraction that would have been numbing. But
that's what I'm saying is how, like, what determines the difference? Because I also struggle with that. It seems silly to me to think about things, you know, to think about jokes, to think about career, to think about that in the context of everything else going on at the same time. Because this is the other side of it. This was the thought that seeing all of that nuanced shit happen, and then being like, okay, well, how do I? This is a question that I've wondered about. Is how do I keep doing my job? How do I keep doing my job?
When I really wish DJ was here.
Me too. I know, but he doesn't care about the job. He doesn't want to do the job anymore.
He doesn't care about the job. Oh, I was gonna say, I think he would say something that wouldn't resonate with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think his opinion on this probably wouldn't resonate much with me.
Mm-hmm.
We're different people in different places in our lives. But I wish he was here because I think DJ has for a while now lived his life in a way of just like, of a kind of sincerity that to me is the answer.
Right, but what if you've done that? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I was
Like,
about to say,
if it's not
you have a lot
something
of
that-
that too.
Uh-huh.
You're currently sincerely, freaked out.
Yeah,
Well, like, that's okay.
sure.
I guess what I'm saying is like, I think you're gonna know if you start numbing yourself. There's no reason for you not to be making jokes about stuff you think's funny.
Yeah.
I think you'll know if you start burying your head in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just a matter of like knowing who you are. And you do. I think that we also are in an industry, and this is a little inside baseball, where unfortunately a lot of the most successful people don't have this. Their ability to disconnect.
You can tell. You can tell because when I'm in circles of people and
Yes,
I bring up
their
all this.
ability to disconnect is their professional secret weapon.
Well, it makes. But that's the other thing to me is that is gross.
Right.
I don't want to be gross.
And that is your professional, probably not kryptonite, but it is something that you've, and then maybe I'm projecting. I mean, to speak for myself, it's something I've had to figure my way around.
Yeah.
Not only navigating my career, but also navigating my relationships in this industry where I'm like, I thought that was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to go, well, maybe they are a good person, but they're just like different. They're built differently than me in this one particular way. I find it gross, but I don't think they're a Nazi, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think there's people listening right now who are like, there are days where I'm like, why the fuck am I going to my job at this school or wherever they work when I kind of feel like in 3 or 4 years, if I don't go do something, everything's going to be different in a horrible way. And if I'm already wondering why would I even go to my job, then why the hell would I go to a concert?
Because the concert at least makes you feel good.
Right.
But you can't go to the concert without going to the job. So it's like...
You also can't eat if you don't go to the job.
Yeah.
Like, if you really break it down, you're going to end up in a real fucking dark place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a great answer. Barry Crimmins quit comedy because of this question.
Yeah.
Then he came back and was like, I'm glad I dedicated my life to something else for a little while, but I was wrong. And then he died.
Yeah.
Before I got to interview him, when I was supposed to one night. Kurt Metzger came and just talked about how rape victims are liars. And we pretended that the episode had bad audio and told him we couldn't put it out because of the bad audio, when in fact it was because he was insane that day.
Yeah.
Wasn't entirely his fault. He had been falsely accused of something. I found out later. No one clipped this. Anyway, yeah, it's an age-old question. I guess it's like, I think it's like community versus entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're like sitting down with Bobby to watch a movie to feel normalcy inside your relationship, of course no one should question if they should do that or not.
Yeah.
If you're zombie fine for 2 hours regularly, maybe you should question whether or not you should do that. That's my opinion.
Gotcha.
If you and your friends are going to a concert, of course you should do that, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. It's
and
like,
hopefully, like on the way, you guys are talking about all this stuff.
yeah.
And you're not.
Well, I guess that's the difference.
Like,
not denying that
dude?
it's not happening. Yeah, like it's not. You're not acting like these things aren't happening. That's the
Dude, that
difference.
fucking joke you do about cell phones, man. I've thought that so many times and realized it was a bit. Some of that though is age too. I'm 40.
Yeah.
And I am a headliner, but not to the point at the moment, especially with Rozzy, where I'm like just showing up at the club, a different, I'm not on tour.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to the showcase show. These are 28-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
And you 24-year-olds. Of course they're narcissists.
Yeah.
Of course they don't know.
I guess that's the other thing.
Trump and Biden's all they've ever had.
Yes.
They have no idea.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing too is I think I just assume everybody knows. Like all the stuff that I know, I just assume everybody knows. And like I think I was doing this like weed show or whatever, and I was talking about the male loneliness epidemic, and it was just like uproarious, this basic observation that I made, and I was just like, oh, I thought this was gonna eat shit because everybody should. This doesn't seem like a very big or hot take or any. It was just one of those things where I was like, how is this? I don't know. It was just a moment where I was just like, I guess I just thought everybody knew, and maybe, especially, you know, if you have a kid, it's not as easy to be as connected because you have to take care, you know, you have something to take care of. And maybe you could talk to this more so, like maybe you don't know all the nuanced things that are happening out in the world, especially if you have more than one kid, you know, or you're with
That's that great Bill Burr bit.
A shitty partner, and they're not assisting in a way where you're distracted, but not of your own volition. Does that make sense? So yeah, that's the argument I had about it, but I just don't, at the end of the day, it's just like, it just seems like basic information I guess that's what I was like. At this point, it seems like, what could I say that hasn't already been said when it comes to this? Because right. I don't have a solution, but that's the whole thing. Is that's the relief in the bit is you build tension and then release it. But if there's no solution, how the fuck can I talk about any of this shit and make light of it if I don't have a solution for it? For it to be good comedy. Plenty of comedy is just like, hey, you remember when this was like a thing? Do you remember this? It's just acknowledging things, and there's fine. I have nothing wrong with observing things, but I would like to have a solution or have something, be able to bring people solace or whatever the fuck. And we're in the part of it for me that it doesn't hit is I don't, and that's the part where I always go like, I'm probably just not smart enough to be the person to do this. But then
keep pushing, first of all, because anyone who arrives at like a great joke in that vein has to push through what you're talking about. Also, try violence. You know, that's a good punchline and also a pretty good solution. I think that
but I've been pushing violence this whole time.
Maybe you've been right this whole time. Did you ever think about that? Maybe that's what you need, Carmen, is to smell your own farts a little bit. Maybe you've been right.
I have no interest.
That's also a hindrance to you. You know that, right?
What?
Not being interested in smelling your own farts.
I just don't.
Sorry, to go back a little bit on some of the stuff you said, I definitely zoomed way out the last 2 years with Rozzy, you know, almost losing Andy, the move. She was bedridden before we moved. We're back here. It's like, but then also I had y'all, and I've got DJ plugged in to what he calls the Noid world, and I've got you plugged in. A bit I'm working on, and by the way, I've seen 2 or 3 versions of this, either from another stand-up or just some meme type thing, and I know that, but I'm doing my own version because it's my experience right now. And this is to your point about like just thinking everyone knew. You sound insane right now if you just talk about what is literally happening.
Yeah.
So most people, they go, what the fuck are you talking about? Because you're like, well, we have a lot of evidence that the Mossad has been capturing people fucking children on tape for years in order to have enough blackmail power to finish the colonization project that is Israel, which began. And then you're just like, all right, you kind of sound like one of those anti-Semitic, blame it on the Jews people. So you're like, well, all right, well, let me shift. Let me tell you why the tech bros are lined up with this. So the tech bros are currently courting the evangelical right. There's a gay billionaire who's given literal lessons flying around the country talking about the Antichrist in an attempt to prematurely endear himself to a group of people who he knows may turn on him soon in the future, because he wants to split the country into several sectors that are owned by different, and there are people who are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And you go, well, I'm just talking about Project 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about the genesis of the state of Israel. I'm just talking about the world. But
Yeah.
I sound insane because it's all coming to a head and it is insane, you know?
Well, this was another exact. I had an example of this where I had a friend of mine that lives in Wales, and she's an investigative reporter. I mean, she's done a lot of work in like bringing down Epstein people. She's done like.
She lives in multiple Wales, or just like.
Shut up, Drew.
I had to. Morgan is the Smith of Wales. Is the most common last name.
Did you know? Oh, whatever. It's probably been covered in coming up in air, so I'm not going to bring it up. But she was here visiting, right? And part of the reason is because our news media is so unreliable that so many people get their news from the BBC that the BBC is considering extending their BBC America, growing it and bringing a bunch of people over here to be actual journalists because people don't.
I made a Wales joke. I'm not going to make a BBC extended joke.
What kind
By
of?
the way, Welsh accent, worst one. Go ahead.
But I was just talking to her about all the companies that own. I was just talking to her about the food thing. Just how companies that
you sound nuts if you talk about the food.
I know, and she was just like, "What?" And I was like,
"She's like, that can't be true."
I was like, "Well,"
sorry. She was like, "What can't be true?"
Yeah, so I sound crazy. I'm just trying to have a boba tea with my friend, and I'm there like, no, because Nestle was bought out by a fucking pharmaceutical company, so now they poison us to keep us sick, and I sound like a conspiracy theorist.
Carmen, do RFK.
No,
you cannot. You have to start there with the food companies poisonous and dies. And this guy had a career suing him, so we thought he was a good guy. But now we've got him in power, and we realize he has all this weird trauma associated with the government, which he's now a part of, because the government murdered his dad and his uncle.
Yeah.
So in order to understand why we did that, you got to go back to Cuba. And you're just going, so the CIA really, really, really wanted to take down Castro, mostly because they had failed, and it was embarrassing to them.
Mm-hmm.
And JFK was like, hey, that's not a good way to use our time. So they murdered him. Now, then his dad was going to take over Bobby. And you're just like...
Yeah.
By the time you get to the dude with a worm in his brain who once took a whale carcass back to his home is now trying to keep dye out of children's foods, but he's doing that because he thinks this was made everyone autistic, and he wants to put autistic people on farms.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he really didn't even do that. He just got some people to pledge to, because it's pretty clear he's been corrupted by power basically immediately as soon as he got in there.
Yeah.
And he says to the president's face, President Trump doesn't have to take the fitness test because he has a professional golfer's golf handicap.
What? No.
He said that the president would be exempted from the fitness test, the pull-ups and the push-ups and the set-ups that he's reinstating.
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody who hits
and the head of that is a former pro wrestler.
And the head of the Department of Education is a former pro wrestler's ex-wife.
Yeah, dude, it does. The U.S. is in its Mad Libs era where
it's hyper-normalization. It's that Curtis, that British documentary guy, something Curtis, not Zachary Curtis. Hyper-normalization he talked about it, he has a documentary called that, and the phrase was coined from a former USSR citizen who became I want to say sociologist, and was talking about how at the end in Russia when it was like really falling and they were in bread lines, how like insane things became normal so quickly because at first it was like unimaginable, but then it snowballs until Linda McMahon is head of education. And you go,
how is a daffy twat in charge?
I'll give her a chance. We need something new. Do we? Do we need something new?
It just doesn't make sense to have a daffy twat and someone in charge of learning. I mean, the woman is not very educated. Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Carmen.
And I guess that's what you're saying is a lot of it doesn't make any sense. I get it, but
it's it makes sense if you understand that the purpose is not any of the things that they claim it is. It is to enrich themselves. They're trying to strip the house of copper wire before the fire comes.
Right, but we're still in the house, so that's what's weird. Yeah,
we have to live here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't go to New Zealand.
I guess that's the goal. I'm just saving up to go to New Zealand.
I'm banned. I'm banned from New Zealand, dude.
For what? Did you do something to a koala or whatever? Or...
That was love. And I refuse to answer any questions about it without him here. I'm joking. I am probably banned from Australia because of just like basic, what am I trying to say? Visa issues. Mm. This is what I want to say.
We got to wrap it up. You got any hope? Any hope for our listeners? Wait, say what you want to say.
A guy
first.
called Big Balls. That's what he's known as, Big Balls. Who, by the way, we just found out uploaded a bunch of social security numbers to an unsecure cloud. We might all have to get new social security numbers.
Wow.
He was part of the Doge team. He got beat up by a 14-year-old girl and his car robbed, maybe it was an op. And they used that. They were going to use it as their launching pad to bring the troops into D.C. They realized no one cared, but they did it anyway.
Yeah.
That guy getting beat up by a 14-year-old girl, Big Balls. Big Balls. I don't know his name. Do you know his name?
No, I don't know.
When I say Big Balls, you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, I know you're
You know I'm talking about the little dweeby white kid who worked for Elon Musk at the Doge.
Yep.
And he goes by Big Balls on the internet. That's what we know him as. Mm-hmm. I realize it's not his name, but it's like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's Big Balls.
Yeah.
Got beat up by a 15-year-old girl, and that led to the presence of the National Guard in our state capitol.
Yeah.
But this morning, several children were murdered, and they will not change a single law about guns. Mm-hmm. You sound crazy because it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because people have gotten to where we just accept it because we have to. We're going back to the thing about being numb. If you thought every day about how bad it is, you'd go insane.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to let enough bad in to motivate you to do something that you probably don't want to do. We all just want to raise our kids and live our lives and enjoy our calling. Mm-hmm. We don't get to right now, I don't think. Not entirely.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to fight for that in some capacity and maybe literally. And that's scary because we're going to have to fight. I mean, ice agents are going to be your fucking neighbor, dude. Big Balls.
Fucking Big Balls.
Linda McMahon.
And I'm crazy just for saying that these things exist or noticing it.
I'm going to be honest. You said a professional wrestler. That made me think of Linda McMahon, and I went off on a tangent. Who are you even talking about?
Triple H.
Triple H is what?
He's head of the fucking physical whatever the fuck that's called.
Okay, that I do understand is probably more of a honorary title. You know what I mean?
No.
But you don't understand what I'm saying. It's like, hey, we gotta like fucking do a workout for
He signed
kids.
the fucking government document on goddamn WWE.
I get that. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm way more comfortable with Triple H telling me what an 8-year-old should do to not be fat
Mm-hmm.
than I am RFK brainworm firing doctors
Yeah.
because they're like,
get what you're saying.
I think what you said about the mRNA was demonstrably and categorically false.
Sure. No, normalize it more. I'm just saying it's nuts. It's nuts that Triple H is in charge of anything that has to do with the government, period.
Yeah. You think he wrote HHH on the bills?
Yeah.
Is that how he does it?
They're also doing
think-
ICE recruitment videos in the middle of TNA and shit like that.
Dean Cain.
Mm.
Dean Cain mouth breathing his way through the ice, whatever challenge, unable to do it.
Listen,
Dean Cain.
yeah, because how the mighty have fallen, he needed that $50,000 sign-in bonus. What do you think? He's got some tax evasion
They're
bills
apparently not doing that.
They're not doing that. I think it's probably the other reason why people are quitting in droves as far as ICE goes.
Yeah, they ain't got their $50K.
They're not.
They wanted a goddamn Dodge Charger.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted one of those Jeep Gladiators. You seen those? It's a Jeep with a truck bed on it, dude.
What?
Yeah, you won't beat up a couple 12-year-olds to get one of those? What are you, pussy? But they didn't get it. They didn't get their bonus, so now they're quitting. They're going home. I mean, there's your saving grace, by the way, America. If we, the good people of the world, are like, I don't want to go fight in the street and throw rocks and shoot guns.
Hmm.
The other side's got the same problem.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to play a badass. Dean Cain thought it was a movie.
Yeah. He's like, finally, the role they never let me have.
Yeah, and he keeps trying to call cut. You know, imagine Dean Cain out there sprinting after some fucking little Chicano, some cholo.
No.
You know?
Jesus Christ.
Dude's like fucking jumping fences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing that whistle I can't do, both because I'm incapable and it would be racist.
Yeah.
Calling him fucking Vato.
Mm-hmm.
And Dean Cain's like, cut.
Cut.
I'm out.
Cut.
Bitch, there ain't no cut. He says that one of them cuts him. That's what they thought he wanted.
My legs are burning. Cut.
Yeah.
Cut. My legs are burning.
Cut. Puerto Rican comes by, stabs him in the leg.
Oh.
What you thought you wanted?
I mean, I'm here for that, but patreon.com/gravybabybod. We have to go.
We have a really great interview up between Carmen and DJ and Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Lakin or Lankin? I think it's Lakin.
Oh, I can't.
It's up on our Patreon right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very interesting interview. Do you want to tell the people about it so they might sign up for the Patreon?
Oh, sure. It's an interview with Morgan, a fellow gravy baby who was going to school like in one of the high schools where they would pull for the Epstein Island from. So there was like 3 major high schools that they would recruit from essentially, and she went to one of them. So we kind of have a conversation with her about that and the landscape of it and kind of how like shit like that happens. You know, she's got friends who are in luxury retail spaces, and there would be old dudes that would just show up and be like, just go listen to it. It's good. Also, the patrons, if you, because there's a lot of, we have patrons, angels, sweet baby angels that don't expect anything from us. But now we got something salacious for y'all to listen to.
It rules. Go listen to it. I'm not on it. I do apologize to Morgan and everyone else. Yeah. I was asleep for 18 hours. That's what was Gravy Baby this week. I think I had the flu, fever, shiver, and all that. Almost worth it to sleep for 18 hours straight. Yeah. And then be borderline guilt-free. You know, like I
was dying. What do you want me to do? I gotta sleep. Yeah.
18. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. Maybe COVID but that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
This was just like, feel bad, go to sleep, wake up, feel a little bit better, but wake up almost 20 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, kind of worth it.
Yeah.
The best illness I've ever had.
So what's
As
gravy
far as
this week
illnesses
is
go-
a baby coma, is a short-lived coma.
Yeah. I mean, I still think something fucked up happened to me. I think I'm gonna. There's like, I feel weird right now. I think there's gonna be hell to pay. I think I got like a tick bite or something.
Uh-oh.
It just don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
You don't get out of that like that. You don't wake up from an illness and be like, damn, I'm glad I got sick. That was cool.
Hopefully you didn't get an RFK ear worm or whatever brain bug.
I haven't been craving whale carcass. That's why I made that joke about your friend. I've been wondering if that's the whale she lived in. She ever live in RFK Jr.'s whale? You're one of the only people that laughs at my silliness. Most people only want me to be like
it's
angry and
helpful.
annoyed.
It goes back to what I was talking about. I think it helps.
But I mean, most people
helpful.
only want me angry and annoyed. Like all my most popular jokes, all my ones people ask me about, all my ones that go viral is just like this fucking ball of anxiety I have, and I turn it into art and offer it to the world. Every time I'm silly on the internet,
I like
everyone's
that too.
Get a load of this guy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like that too. I love a good rant. You know, you guys have seen me do it. I'm on board for. I mean,
I know. I'm appreciating.
Oh, okay.
You
Well, I appreciate the silliness as well. I think that's how you get through the darkest shit. Is you have to be silly. So, I'm on board, and I'm glad.
Oh, we were way over time.
I know.
My
I know.
bad.
That's
Sorry,
what I was
Mark.
trying to tell you.
All right. Well, I wanted to also tell you guys. I will be in Chattanooga September 5th and 6th. I will be in New Orleans, just announcing September 13th. I'll be in New Orleans. September 12th, I'll be in Nashville at the Yolidarity Show, which is like an alternative leftist collection of Nashville musicians. I don't even know if that's open to the public or if it's just for the singer-songwriters as part of that club, but whatever. Nashville the 12th, New Orleans the 13th. That's all I'll plug for now.
Nice. CarmenMorales.com/shows for all my shows. I have a show in Denver at the Denver Comedy Underground on September 26, 27, and then the week before I'll be in Mill Valley on September 8th, and then I will be in September 9th, sorry, and then I'll be in Petaluma on the 11th, and Sacramento on the 12th, and Oakland on the 13th. If you guys would like to come see me, please do. But thank you guys so much for listening. Well, I think we got a lot. We were dipped our toe in the biscuit a couple times. Got some positivity. We're up and down. Full range on this ep. I'm on board. I liked it. But thank you guys. It's a balance. If anything, this episode had some balance. We talked about rocks. We a little something for everybody. But we love you, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Take your people need rocks.
Yeah, rocks.
Do it.
Pebble.
You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,